Welcome to This Works Marketing, where 3 decades of proven experience has launched products, built brands, and generated profits. These are the stories behind the businesses that have been built. All right, today we're going to talk about what I think everybody has recognized and realized yesterday was the fact that Facebook and Instagram were down. Hey everybody, my name's Ken Carey. I'm a direct sales expert for the last 30 years, working with big companies, small companies, and entrepreneurial businesses. And through our company, ScriptScreen M2, we've generated over $6.5 billion in sales for our clients. So that's a little bit about who I am or what we're all about. But more importantly, more interesting is what has happened to Facebook and Instagram over the last 24 hours. Well, first of all, before I get into the details of that, and I don't know a lot of the details, I just know that we here at our company are suffering from not being able to post on Facebook, hence why we're doing this now. We're doing it the day it's down. We're gonna replay it for you tomorrow. But I was just saying to our team that I've been trying to post something on my Instagram story, and I've been trying to do it since 9 o'clock this morning, and it won't go out. And do I have to start my phone? And I didn't even know what was going on. Now to find out, I do know what's going on. So why is this important to a direct-to-consumer business? It's important because as direct response has really migrated to an omni-channel approach. And for those of you who don't know what omni-channel is, and for those of you who do, bear with me, but it's creating content and selling messages for your product or service in all channels to reach a consumer in every part of their day. For example, television, radio, digital, online, Amazon, retail, all that's omni-channel. So when something like social media gets taken out of that play, that potentially can cost you a lot of money. And it's a lot of money, for what the sales that you're missing or the messaging that you're missing out at that point, but it's opportunity cost because you're never gonna get those 24 hours back. It's gone forever. So when something like social media goes down, doesn't that pretty much make it clear that you don't wanna put all your eggs in that basket? I know specifically for a couple of our clients that they started their businesses on social media, Facebook in particular, and a little bit of Instagram. Well, they came to us because they couldn't scale that business. They started that business there, but they couldn't scale it. Hence, they had investors. It may have been private equity or venture backed or private investors, whatever, but those investors were not interested in investing in that company just to get it started. They're interested in scaling it and getting it bigger and bigger, and then maybe for some of them potentially selling it off. But if your whole business is built on that, you are so susceptible, and today is an example of that, or yesterday is an example of that, being susceptible. Like I said, the opportunity cost and the cost you're missing out on that day. Now, let's just take, for example, that's if you're selling a product or service. What if you're a company like we are, where we're trying to put out information, valuable information to people that we potentially would like to do business with, and they're not getting that information that day? That could be the day that they were making a big marketing budget decision, and because we weren't in their optics of that day, we could have missed out on something like that. So those are opportunity costs. So let's say that goes on for a couple of days. It's been since 9 o'clock. What time is it now? Like 3:30? So it's been 6.5 hours. It's been down. We don't know when it's gonna come up. I mean, Jeremy, you were just saying that Facebook's using Twitter to let the world know that they're down. So we don't know how long that's gonna be. So I want to bring this relevant topic back to where we are today in an omni-channel direct-to-consumer model. So let's say that that's not where all your eggs are. You still have a retail presence. You still have a digital presence. You still have an Amazon presence. So you're not totally crippled by this phenomenon happening. You've got these other channels working for you. Of course you want to have social working for you, but you're not crippled. Those who are just there in that space are crippled, and we don't know how long they're going to be crippled. And we'll never know what those opportunity costs are going to be. So creating an omni-channel, direct-to-consumer channel is, I just can't stress how important it is. And today was a perfect example of the relevance of that statement, because it's causing a lot of problems for a lot of companies. So that's a big, broad statement, but let me get a little bit more specific when I talk about, okay, so you're using that social media channel to buy, or excuse me, to sell and to inform people about your product or service, which is a great way to do that. By creating information, by creating a compelling piece of information that tells enough about your product or service, they want to go check out and do more. The reason I bring that up is because that's the same message you want to be telling in your other channels. You want to be doing that on television, you want to be doing that at retail, you want to be doing that on Amazon, and you want to be doing that digitally. You want to tell your story about your product or service. You want to differentiate. You want to use those tactics and strategies that I've been talking about for a long time throughout all this omni-channel ecosphere that we're in. So when you have the foundation of the strategies and tactics that attract customers, educate them, reveal what their problem is, solve their problem, give them an offer, use testimonials, validation, all the things that I talk about a lot and what we've been doing for years, are all doable on all these channels. So because you could have all that built, doing all that, losing something in social media is not going to cost you as dearly as if that's where all your eggs were. So I just wanted to jump on that today, and I just think it was so interesting because we actually were thinking about talking about something else today, but then the team started thinking about, well, this is very topical. Let's talk about that and talk about if your eggs are all in that basket, you got a problem. And I'm just here to make it perfectly clear that people who are just there have a big problem today, and people who aren't there only aren't hurting as bad. And that's the beauty, where you as a company, you as a marketer, marketing a product or service, never having to be, what's the word I want to look for? Never having to be totally locked in one place and relying on that is a great place to be. You want to be able to be as nimble as possible. And that's what a direct-to-consumer omni-channel campaign will do. Let you be as nimble as possible, move things around, put together your specific message, and then ultimately create a direct relationship with your customer. And then if all that were to go away, you still have a business. You still have that customer you can talk to. You still have that customer that wants to do business with you because they trust you, because you've created good products and you've gave them customer service. So all that can go away, you're still going to have that relationship, and you are no longer susceptible. So as my money manager says, diversify your portfolio, and I'm saying diversify your portfolio of your marketing message in a direct-to-consumer channel through omni-channel marketing, and something like today won't hurt you in the future. Talk to you soon.